invite you to come to a comfortable position, whatever that looks like for you, seated, laying down, using any supports that would offer comfort. And you might start with a deep breath in through the nose, filling all the way up. Nice big exhale, side out. Maybe taking another one like that, full breath in. Exhale, let it go. Feel the body settle, get a little bit heavier. And your eyes might be closed or have a soft gaze. And so I just wanted to start by kind of speaking to how or why I originally started this class, Yoga for Resilience. Been doing this a long time, many, many, many years. And when I started my yoga studies years ago, it was built on a foundation that was based on trauma. So that was always my area of interest from my early 20s, and the work that I did, and then it moved into yoga. And in the world of trauma and yoga, it was all about just offering choice, right? And really finding an opening for us to feel into our bodies, to be able to make those choices and what works best for us. And so in a Buddhist perspective, how we identify ourselves can be, they speak to it as being viewed as a prison. So the Buddhist concept of anatta, or no self, can offer the idea of loosening our grip on our sense of self. So letting go of titles, of how we view ourselves. And so that kind of also speaks to the work as I started of, oftentimes people think of themselves, if they have the big T or the little t, of a victim of, right? And that can keep us very trapped in our minds, can be self-limiting, like saying to ourselves, I'm shy, I'm a jealous person, I'm aggressive, I'm kind, I'm not flexible. Or the opposite, I am flexible. And then we go to do something and we fall, right? And then what's the self-talk that comes along with that? So it can cut us off from our own growth, our own journeys. It can cut us off from people and connections. So maybe noticing what stories you might tell yourselves, what we hold with ourselves, how we entitle ourselves. We have a who we are. And maybe finding a mantra that could challenge that. Something you might go to as you hear that self-talk in your head. Maybe finding a couple of words that you can repeat to yourself that feel a little bit more spacious. And so I think it does speak to this piece, which I did read in one of our classes online, and I also read it in one of the chair classes in person, titled Write It on Your Heart by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day of the year. He is rich who owns the day, and no one owns the day who allows it to be invaded with fret and anxiety. Finish every day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as you can, as tomorrow is a new day. Begin it well and serenely, with too high a spirit to be cumbered with your old nonsense. This new day is too dear, with its hopes and invitations, to waste a moment on yesterday's. Or maybe just taking a moment for yourself to notice what's resonating, what you might be challenging already, what feels good, pleasant, not pleasant. And perhaps bringing your awareness to all the points of contact that you have with the ground. With the earth, with your body. Notice what is supporting you right now. And feel your feet on the ground, your seat, your back body. Maybe your hands are resting on your body, whatever it is, and maybe take a moment to press into that. Your feet are on the ground, pressing your feet a little bit. Your hands are on your body, pressing into your hands a little bit, feeling that earth support you, feeling this moment. This is where we are. I invite you to perhaps deepen your breath, lengthening the inhales, perhaps in through the nose, and lengthening the exhales. So let's stay with that longer breath. If your natural breath is 2 or 3, maybe see what 4 or 5 feels like. And let's stay with that even breath. And so as we're breathing here during the practice today, I'm going to bring in some movements that are SI friendly, if you will. And you can think of it in any way. We do things that are sciatica related, or whatever it is that we're bringing into the practice. And so often when we have chronic pain, the brain becomes more protective and sensitive to any potential danger. And sometimes it needs to be, right? And that really speaks to what we said earlier, what I spoke to earlier. that we can walk around with these preconceived, this is what we are, this is what we have. And it very well might be that our body does have these sensitivities, but our nervous system sometimes can be so much higher than it needs to be and sets us off in different areas to protect that. So we're going to take some movements today to kind of hopefully quiet that. Or bring a little softness or spaciousness. Feel the fullness of each breath and the emptying. Let's take about 3 more just like this. And then as you're ready, moving back into your natural breath. And then let's definitely do a little bit of bilateral tapping. So you might cross your hands at your chest and just tapping the opposite fingers on the opposite side. So one at a time, left, right. Again, helping to bring balance into our system, to our brain. And then releasing the hands down. Perhaps bringing the palms together and just rubbing them, creating warmth, energy. And then I invite you to just lay your fingertips by your brow, letting your hands cup your face. And taking this moment as we drop in again, coming back to the mantra, maybe finding a mantra that might challenge some of our self-talk, that would feel a little bit empowering. And perhaps placing one hand over the other at our heart space. And practicing gratitude. What in your life brings you joy? Doesn't have to be the biggest thing that you can possibly come up with right now. It can be the smallest thing. Those little things that kind of rain through us throughout the day that bring us joy. And then setting an intention for our practice. Wonderful. And then we can start on our backs. So as you're ready, if you're not already there, or in a chair, of course, if you're taking it in a chair, that's perfect. And so wherever you are, laying down in a chair, let's take a full body stretch, maybe reaching the hands above you, sending the feet far away. You might spread the toes wide if that feels good. Beautiful. Let's draw the right knee in towards our chest. You might hug it in, either holding outside the knee or behind the knee. And as you're right here, notice what you notice. I picked it up on myself right away. I feel myself holding right now in my shoulders and my neck. So I'm going to try and just find a little space there. The shoulders fall. And then we can switch sides. Drawing the left knee in, lengthening through the right side, finding space again through the collarbones, the heart. Beautiful. We'll send that left leg back out, reach the arms behind us again. Take that full body stretch. Nice deep breath in. On the exhale, let's draw both knees in. Beautiful. And then we'll just bring them apart and back together, waking up the hips. Notice how the hips are feeling, reversing that movement. Beautiful. Bringing the left foot down. Let's send the right foot to the sky and bending and lengthening several times. Nice. And we could bring that right foot down and switch sides, sending the left foot up and bending the knee and lengthening. Nice. And then so both feet are down, knees bent, and we'll go right into some pelvic tilts. Also something very good for the SI joint. So we'll just tilt the pelvis towards us. Notice if the shoulders curl up. See if you can just soften them. And then we'll tilt it away. As you're tilting towards you, rolling the pelvis towards you, you might think of drawing the energy up from your thighs through the pelvic floor, all the way to the core. And then exhale, releasing back down. Take one more. Nice. And then if you have a block nearby, you might grab that between our knees. And so what I'll offer us is for some squeeze bridges. Again, we're bringing some mindfulness into our low back today and our SI joint. So we're going to squeeze into the block as we lift up. So we're going to roll on up, squeezing, and again, drawing that energy right up through the pelvic floor. And then slowly lowering down, continuing with that engagement into the block. We'll roll up, squeezing into the block. And rolling down. Find a pace that works for you. We'll do about 3 more, keeping that light engagement. Eventually releasing down. And then notice when you first come down if there's a very large space in the lower back, and you might lengthen the spine there. And feel free to remove that block. Nice. And let's lift up the legs. We'll come into our 90-degree angle with the legs. As you do, you'll feel the core turn on. Nice. And then option here, you might grab that block again, maybe holding it above you. And I'm going to press into it maybe 5%, nothing crazy here. And I'm going to tap down with my right heel really slowly, moving in slow motion here and drawing it back up, making my leg a lot heavier. And then switching sides, keeping the spine as connected as we can to the ground. Move slowly and mindfully. We're speaking right to our nervous system. And we're also strengthening. Do one more on each side. Beautiful. And then you can place that block aside as you're ready, either keeping the legs where they are or bringing them down, whatever's comfortable. But let's reach the arms back. And then exhale, bring them forward. Inhale, bringing them back. Exhale, forward. Nice. From here, you can bring the feet down. We're going to roll onto our right side. So if that bothers your hip at all, feel free to bring blanket underneath your hip, under your body. And you also might want a little bit of a support for your head and neck. So I'm going to bring that underneath my head. And the legs just comfortable. We're going to do some hip cars. And so we're going to do it with the top leg. So lifting up that left leg, nice soft knee. There's no real right, wrong way. It's a controlled movement of opening and closing the hip joint, making big, controlled circles. I'm gonna lift my foot, then lift my knee, bring it forward, bring it back. So important for both our nervous system, the health of our hips, the health of our low back and SI. Maybe reverse your motion. If there are spots as you're moving that are painful, you move out of them, not through. When we do these kind of movements. Beautiful. And then eventually resting that left leg down if you'd like. If you have your block nearby, you might rest a block between it just for balance in our pelvis. And we'll do a little bit of open book. So bringing the hands out in front, reaching that left hand up and back. And if you want to keep the movement a little bit tighter or smaller, you might bring your hand behind your head and take it that way. So feel what feels right in your body. Take one more after this. Beautiful. And then I'm going to remove the block. And just an option here, take what works from this, leave behind what doesn't. I'm going to come up on my right arm, my right forearm, and it's kind of a side plank into a clamshell. So I'm going to lift up my right hip, then lift up my left knee and bring it all down. Again, take what works from this, leave behind what doesn't. You can leave your hip on the ground. You can leave your whole body on the ground instead of coming on your forearm. Take two more. Beautiful. Nice. And then to come to the other side, we might take a pit stop here on our bellies. Another good one for the SI and low back. You can make a little pillow with your hands, maybe rest your chin or your cheek. And we're going to bend our knees, or you can also rest your head down and place your hands underneath the hip bone, underneath the pelvis. And we're going to let the feet sway, which we do often, but try and keeping the pelvis connected to the mat. Let there be a softness in the shoulder blades, the arms. And of course, my hip bone's lifting up a bit, that we're not gluing anything. I always like there to be freedom in the pelvis. And it's a more controlled movement. Nice. And then we can bring the feet down. And then we'll switch sides. Holding onto your left side, I'll turn around. And then bring support under your head, your neck. And you might lay on something for your hip if it doesn't feel good to lay on a hard surface. And we'll do our hip cars with the right leg. So lifting up that right leg, might bring it forward, opening up the joint, dipping the knee down as the foot lifts a bit, bringing it forward. These controlled movements. So good for the joint, the circulation, the health. Reversing your movements. you're ready, you can rest your right leg down, maybe place a block between the knees if that feels useful. Hands either in front or maybe one's behind your head as you reach that right arm up and maybe back a bit and closing your book.
Hold your breath from all those voices that are dark.
Wonderful. As you're ready, we'll go into that side plank option. You can stay on your side as we just were, or you might come up on your left forearm, lifting up the hip, lifting up that right knee, and coming down. So again, find your journey in this, find your movement that feels right for you. One more. Beautiful. And from wherever you are, we'll slowly find our way up, coming into a comfortable seat. You might sit up on something if that feels good in your lower back and your hips. And then once you get here, let's just move our body, some circles. Reversing. Just coming to a tall spine. Come right into some seated cat-cow, lifting the heart. Exhale, gentle rounding. Moving with your breath, your pace. Long spine. Sweep the arms up to the sky. On the exhale, bringing the left hand down. Maybe it's on the ground, maybe it's on a block. And reaching the right arm to a place that really gives you some space, some length. On the next inhale, lifting both arms back up to the sky. And then we'll exhale to the opposite side. Inhaling back up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Nice big inhale. Let's bring the arms out to our sides. On the exhale, give ourselves a hug. Maybe the left hand is on top. We're going to hold it there. And once again, make those circles. Maybe adding a little bit to it, dipping one shoulder down, then lifting the other. So it's actually, we're doing a car here of our back. controlled movement. Once we come back to a tall spine, let's take a full breath in, arms come out. Placing the other arm on top. And then moving in the opposite direction. So I'm going to dip down the opposite shoulder and lift the opposite shoulder. Make this your own. Stay out of pain, move away from it. Beautiful. Find that long spine, release the arms. Let's just bring some movement to the shoulders, lifting up, back and down. Nice. And if you're up on something high, you might come out of that. I'm going to bring my feet forward. And we often do our hip rocks and we just kind of rock away, but we're going to do it in a little bit more of a controlled way. So we're going to come into internal and external rotation. So I'm going to bring my left knee out, and then my right knee might come in a little bit, bringing that right knee up, and then the left. So kind of a one at a time, taking it to its end range. And what I notice as I do it this way versus how I typically do it, I kind of fly through it. And I feel a lot more, and I feel a lot more actual kind of restriction and things I should kind of notice. Beautiful. Come back to our center. And you might bring the soles of your feet together, maybe far apart for that dragonfly, or in close, whatever feels right. Always welcome to have blocks as high or low as you'd like underneath, supporting. And we'll just take a couple breaths right here. Beautiful. As you're ready, drawing the knees back up. And then we can come up to our tabletop. So wrists beneath the shoulders, knees hip width apart. And let's just make some circles, more that side to side, dropping the belly, rounding the belly. And reversing that. Oops, coming back to a long spine. You might bring your right foot out to the side. Nice long toes are facing forward. Nice. And then slowly sending the hips back. You might walk the hands out a bit. Inviting the inhale to slowly lift you back up. And take that again. Nice big stretch in the inner thigh. And slowly coming back forward. And from here, you might walk your hands towards your right foot. Always welcome to lift up the toes. You can open the hip if you'd like. And walking the hands back to center. And bring the toes down, inhaling the right hand up to the sky. Beautiful. Right hand comes down. And then we're going to slowly lift up that right leg, and we're going to bring it all the way back. Cross it over the left foot. You might tuck the toes and look over your left shoulder. Nice. Bring the right knee back underneath the right hip. And we'll switch sides. So left leg comes out to the left side, toes facing forward. Option to tuck the right toes or not. As you perhaps send the hips back, you might walk the hands forward a bit. Inviting the inhale to lift you back up. And take that again.
You're beautiful, you gotta keep your head up. Never let anything bring you
Inhale
down.
back up.
The sunshine will always come around. Stay
Beautiful.
strong,
Inhaling the left hand up towards the sky.
beautiful soul. Let your
And exhale down. Option to slide or intentionally lift that left leg, bringing it long back behind us, crossing over the right foot, touching down, and maybe looking over the right shoulder. Might feel good to press back into the heel, getting a stretch in that calf. Beautiful. And then we'll bring that left knee back. Let's find a child's pose that feels good in your body. So maybe the knees are wide. Maybe they're closer together.
Darling, darling, you can make it through the stormy weather. Darling, darling.
You might walk your hands to the right, placing your left hand on top of the right.
Darling, darling, you gotta keep your head up.
And walking your hands to the left, placing the right hand on top of the left.
Remember, days will get much better. Darling, darling, you can make it through
And
the
just
stormy
coming back to our
weather.
center as we roll on up.
Please don't ever
Bring my
give
knees back in a bit. And we'll find our way into our downward facing dog, however you want to take it today, on a wall, a chair, with blocks. You might pedal it out. It's at all interesting to you, you might sweep the right foot up towards the sky. Maybe bend the knee, open the hip a bit. And then bringing that right foot down, the option on the other side. Bending the knee, opening the hip. Beautiful. And then walking our feet towards our hands, perhaps with a nice deep bend, long spine. And let's find some length here. You can rest your hands on your thighs, your knees, on blocks. Core is engaged, shoulders are wide. Beautiful. Let's soften into the knees. Start to sink into our heels. You might rest your hands, maybe the backs of your hands at your lower back. Feel the length of your spine here. Beautiful. Let's press into the earth. We're going to sweep the hands up to the sky. And exhale, hands to the heart. Take that again. Nice big inhale, reaching up. Exhale to the heart. Let's interlace our fingers. We're going to keep our hands in front of us and bring some movement to the shoulder blades. So I'm going to bring my right elbow up and back. I'm going to try and keep, so I'm going to kind of turn with it, keep my hands in front of my chest, and then the left, and then the right. Making more shoulder blades, lifting up, lowering. And just notice what you notice here. Beautiful. Let's soften the shoulders down, release the hands. Feel your feet on the ground. Beautiful. We're going to bring some softness to our knees and do a little bit with balance. I think we used to call this running man. So you might touch your right foot forward. Maybe the left hand comes forward, like we're kind of running in stillness, not going anywhere. So just tapping that right foot forward, then back. Feeling the engagement through the left foot all the way up through the glute. Beautiful. Next time that right foot is back, let's step it behind the left and we'll stand up nice and tall, reaching the hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Just feel yourself. It might be a little wobbly here. Just playing with that idea of balance. Nice. And then taking a hinge right at the hips. Let's find your edge here. Big stretch. Keeping the spine nice and long. We're not rounding. Beautiful. We'll come back up. Nice. Uncrossing the legs. This time our right leg will be the stationary leg as we bring a softness to the knee, and we'll step that left foot forward and back. And include the arms. And the next time your left foot is back, you might come on up, bringing that left foot behind the right. So we're in that cross leg, reaching the arms up. Exhale to the heart. And then hands to the hips as we just fold right at that hip crease. Shoulders get wider. Find your edge here. You feel a nice stretch. You might notice yourself kind of going side to side. Feel free to hold on. Beautiful. Let's draw that energy all the way up as we come on up. So we'll uncross the legs, bringing them kind of hip width distance apart, and let's just move the hips. Nice big circles. And reversing. Feet together. Feel our Tadasana, our feet on the ground, our heart lifted. Beautiful. Beautiful. And from here, we'll step back into Warrior One. So stepping that right foot back, you can drop the heel, bending into the left knee. And so sometimes Warrior One can be uncomfortable, so make it your own. You might be happier in a high lunge or perhaps Warrior Two. And you might lift the hands to the sky. Well, maybe resting the fingertips behind the head, letting the elbows reach out. Nice, releasing the hands down. And the option to come into a supported Warrior Three. So pressing off with that right foot, you might want blocks nearby, a chair, a wall. Grab another block. So reaching that right foot out. The hips are as even as they can be. Beautiful. You might bring a little bend to both knees, touching that right knee behind the left and pressing back out. So we bring the right foot down, root to rise, press all the way up, hands to the heart, and step the left foot back, finding our Warrior One on this side. Soft shoulders, strong body. Beautiful. This time you might just bring your hands behind your back as we did earlier. Maybe the backs of the hands resting there. And just notice your body right here. Releasing the hands, maybe a press off of that left foot. And finding our Warrior Three on this side. And same option to soften both knees. You might tap that left knee behind the right and lengthen the legs. Beautiful. Bringing the left foot down. Maybe bringing your hands up towards your knees, lengthening the spine, and bending the knees, hands to the ground or blocks as we step it back to plank pose. Knees up or down. You could also be in tabletop, whatever you like here. Taking 3 breaths. And one more time, maybe sending the hips back, child's pose. Take about 5 breaths there. Slowly coming on up onto our knees. You might take your right hand and just sweep it and cross in front of you, reaching up, coming up on the knees. And then exhale, bringing the hips down towards the heels. Left arm sweeps across, coming up on the knees. And down. Last one, both hands can reach up to the sky. You might cactus here. Lifting back up. And then let's release it down, come to our seat. And then perhaps come down to our spine. Draw the knees in and just rock side to side, creating some space in the lower back. The shoulders get wide. Beautiful. Bringing the left foot down, perhaps crossing that right ankle over the left thigh in our figure 4. You might stay with your left foot on the ground. You might place your left foot against a wall or a piece of furniture, or draw the legs in. Beautiful. Releasing that left foot down, and we'll switch sides. Left ankle to the right thigh. And same options, either staying here, lifting up. You might place your right foot on a wall or a piece of furniture, or hugging the legs in. Bringing that right foot down, uncrossing the legs. You might bring them wide, and then bringing some gentle movement. Maybe the knees sway. You might cactus the arms, and check in with your body. Is there any movement, any stretch that you would like to take? Please do. And then inviting yourself into your Shavasana. Letting your whole body rest. Releasing the forehead. Muscles around the eyes, jaw. Shoulders and upper back. Soft belly, soft heart. And just be. I want you to slowly begin to come back to your body, connecting with your breath. Perhaps taking a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Bringing any movement to your fingers, your toes, stretching in any way that nourishes you. And if it serves you, rolling to your left or right side. And taking a moment, pausing. And then perhaps coming back to a mantra you might have come up with. Gently making your way back up to a comfortable seated position. I invite you to close your eyes or have a soft gaze, perhaps bringing your hands to your heart space, offering yourself love, compassion, and so much gratitude for taking this time for you and sharing your practice with us. The light in me honors the light in you. I hope you have a beautiful day today. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you. So good seeing you.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Well, thank you. Take care. Have a great day.
Thanks, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Let's think about going into space together, all of us.
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be wild.
We could do a little yoga up there.
Okay.
You put the
Sounds good.
routine together, and I'll sign everybody up.
All right. I'm in.
Have a good week,
You
everyone.
too. Take care.
Thank you for that poem again.
Oh, you're welcome.
I love it. I'm
Okay.
going to print it out and keep it.
Okay.
Look it up.
I can send you a copy of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Be happy to.
I'm gonna look it up, but I'm going to keep it. That's something you should have.
Right.
Read it every day.
I know.
Send me one too.
Will do.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
Passover too. I hope you had a nice
Bye.
Passover celebration with your
Thank
family.
you. I did. It was really good. It was
Good,
really,
good,
really
good.
nice.
The
Thank you
babies
so
are
much.
good.
Yes, they're really good.
Wow.
How's yours?
The baby?
How's Rex? Yeah.
Oh, he's getting big. He's crawling now. So, yeah.
A lot.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's suddenly they're putting plugs and things in all the plugs.
Right. Oh
Getting-
God. Yes.
Yeah. So busy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
See you soon.
All right. Yes, of course.
Bye.
Thanks. Take
Thank you.
care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.